If you've been experiencing low views or even zero views on TikTok, this video is for you. Watch this if you have low TikTok views. Watch this if you have zero views on TikTok views. Maybe you're almost starting to wonder, like, am I shadow banned? But I'm going to dive into several things that will support you quite a bit as you figure out exactly why you have low views, and not only that, but ways to fix it. So believe it or not, and this is kind of wild, but you can create amazing content on TikTok and still get no or low views. And I want to share that for one specific reason. I've seen a lot of people lately saying that if you have low views, you're boring. And if you have low views, it's your fault. Your content sucks. You don't have value. And I've heard this so many times that I needed to create this video because that is not actually always the case. In fact, I see some amazing content on TikTok that honestly is probably better than the content that goes viral but doesn't get the views that it deserves. And by the way, if this message is directly for you and you're like, yes, I know I've got great content, but it's not getting the views it deserves, comment below, because I'm willing to bet that that's the case for a lot of people. So what I'm going to share with you is 5 reasons that you might be getting low views. Only one of them actually has to do, well, one, maybe 2, has to do with your specific content in your videos. So comment below and let me know if you're like, this is for me, this is totally for me. But more importantly, at the end of this video, I'm sharing with you all an important and instant fix that you can use in order to skyrocket your views literally overnight. So take out your notes, because I'm going to be sharing 5 reasons why your views may be low on TikTok. And before someone says it, because someone always does, how come my views are inconsistent? Well, several different reasons. Number one, I'm testing things. I try things. I pioneer new hooks and different types of content. And I want to try things that I'm not going to have my clients do until I test it and see how it works. But the other thing too, I'm a mom of 3 and not every day is a perfect day. There are days where I'm cranky. So before we even dive into these 5 things, the first thing that I want to say is based on your moods, based on your work level, based on how much you have going on, based on whether or not you're bold or daring or testing new things, you may experience fluctuating views. We can totally normalize having views that fluctuate. That's a normal part of the process. And the other thing that I want to share as well, I know that there are some awesome content creators, including someone who I've loved for years who's watching this right now. Some people are officially content creators, and a huge part of, or the majority of their business is creating content. And so their entire job, their livelihood revolves around creating content. If you run a business where content is just simply supporting your growth in your business or funneling into your business, that dynamic's going to be a little different than someone whose job is to officially fully create content consistently, because that is the cornerstone of their business. So drop a yes if this is already making you feel better and you're like, okay, thank goodness. Just, it's different. It's totally different when you're running a business creating content versus your business is creating content. All right, so take out your notes. I'm sharing 5 reasons why your views may be low on TikTok. And more importantly, at the end of this video, I'm sharing with you the instant fix that you can use today, this weekend, to skyrocket your views overnight. So number 1, and this is quite possibly the biggest one, is people are scrolling past your videos immediately. Now, there are several different things that cause people to scroll past your videos immediately. One is a really distracting background. So if your background is really, really messy, you may want to go to a different part of your room or a different part of your house. This is actually a little overshare right here, but everywhere that you cannot see in my video, this is my mess zone. So like right now, this is a very lived in office. I'm not going to create content with this showing, but rather I'm going to keep the section back there neat and tidy and organized and pretty. And what that's going to do is allow people to not feel a chaotic energy from my videos. They're going to, most of the time people say, like, this is a calming energy here. I'm really appreciating this calming presence. So it's not that it's fake. It's just that during a normal work week, things can get messy. And especially if you have kids, can I get an amen from any parents? So when things get messy, just push it all to the front so that that doesn't carry over into your videos unless of course you're creating content normalizing mess. Got it? Let me know if you're paying attention. So number one is people scrolling past your video immediately. The second thing that is related to that first point is people may scroll past your video if your settings on your phone are not creating high quality footage. So I want you to Google how to check the settings for your Android phone or your iPhone to make sure that they're optimized for TikTok, so that there's not like a glitchiness when it comes to your video. If your video is super glitchy or laggy, or there's that feeling of like this is, as the kids would say on TikTok, this was recorded on a microwave, that's a really good sign that your content is honestly being scrolled past very quickly, because it has this feeling of kind of an outdated feel. So you can literally just Google how to optimize your content or how to fix your settings on your phone for TikTok, and that will help you to have a higher quality overall resolution, or I don't even know what the word is. Yeah, we'll just say resolution in your videos. So point number two, by the way, if that spoke to you, drop a 1 in the comments below, okay? Drop a 1. Number two, let's talk about retention rate and completion rate. The cool part is, by the way, with these first two tips, the thing I'm sharing at the end is going to help both of these. But number two is retention rate or completion rate. You don't always have to answer every single question at the beginning of your video. It's actually sometimes good to share stories or bridges or things that help people to understand why it is that they want to watch until the end. So believe it or not, this is super meta, but I just did that with you. So I'm explaining it as I'm doing it. But I said, more importantly, at the end of this video, I'm sharing the instant fix that you can use to skyrocket your views overnight. That is hooking in an anchor that makes you want to stay longer, especially because you know I'm not just going to share why your views are low. I'm going to share with you something that you can do to fix it. So sometimes it can be helpful to add a little breadcrumb into your video. And there's two different ways to do this. One is to open up a loop and say, like, at the end of this video, I'll give you a resource for this. Or at the end of this video, I will something, or make sure you watch until the end, because the end is going to blow your mind. Another way to do this is a little more of a psychological, not trick, but kind of a really cool like mind game that's a little bit neat. And what you're doing on this one is you're introducing something that adds an interesting context. So for example, if I were to start eating soup while we're here, a natural question that people have, although I'm not trying to place products, a natural question that people have is, what soup are you eating? So it's weird because our minds don't even necessarily recognize it from the get-go, but the second that I'm eating soup, people start asking, what are you eating? What flavor of soup is that? Where is it from? Because our minds like to fill in the pieces and find what is familiar in our lives with the people we see on any social media platform. So simply by adding something that brings in interest, or if my shirt is folded or rippled kind of funny, you may say, what does your shirt say? And you're wondering those things. So by adding some things that add layers of interest, you can close loops at the end of your video. So at the end of this video, I may tell you what kind of soup I'm eating. No, I'll just tell you right now because I don't want to play this game because this is so meta. This amazing New England clam chowder soup from Cafe Zupa is not sponsored, but should be. All right, so you can add layers of interest by getting clothing that's related to the things that you love and support. For example, this shirt, I just got this today from Brandis. Thank you so much. It says, what? Like it's hard? And what's powerful about that is if I wear this, people are going to spend a little bit of the video trying to figure out what my shirt says and then trying to figure out what it's from. So adding context into your content makes other people want to stay longer. So for example, there are things back here that add layers of interest into my videos. So when I do videos in front of my bookshelves, people are looking to see if there's books that they recognize, and it actually increases retention. And yes, these are a little bit like tricky. Your content actually has to be good too, but those things help to add layers of context, aka conversation points. There's like one back there that no one has ever figured out, at least no one has ever said that they figured out yet. It says, you're like really pretty. Name that movie. Drop it in the comments. First one to drop it, you rock. Okay, so in order to increase the retention rate, completion rate, add little things, Easter eggs, open loops, things that add interest and make people say, I want to watch longer, even if they can't consciously explain why it is they want to watch longer. The third point, by the way, if you're getting value, drop a like, drop some comments, let me know. No one likes to talk to crickets, so let me know if you're enjoying this and learning. Okay, so the third one, I just did a very, very meta thing. Once again, I like to do meta things in my content and training. I like to practice exactly what I'm preaching. So the third one is low engagement. And the truth is, a lot of times people don't know if they need to ask for engagement in order for it to happen. I will tell you that even as I said, like this if you're enjoying this, let me know if you're paying attention. I'm always asking for comments and I'm asking for likes and I'm asking for engagement. And part of that is because so many of us, and we're going to go into a little more of like the behind the scenes psychological beliefs that we have. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but oftentimes, we have been taught throughout our lives that you need to wait until you're asked a question in order to answer. Or maybe in school, we were punished for answering something or asking something or doing something out of order or out of line. And it actually has by nature made many of us a lot more cautious. And so one of the best things that you can do is sharing that you are a safe place for people to like and comment and drop their thoughts and all of that with respect, of course. A whole nother topic for a whole nother day, but with respect and within reason, you're asking for engagement. You're asking for people to feel comfortable enough to ask their questions and know that you're a safe place for them to get some of their questions answered, which is really cool. So ask for engagement. And that's one of the best ways to just straight up increase your engagement. And I do this sometimes in the caption, and I straight up do this in all of my content, which is kind of cool. So now you know. All right, number 4. By the way, if you like number 2, number 3, number 1, drop them in the chat. What number has been the most valuable to you up until this point? Because it's about to get even more valuable, and I've got an instant fix for you in just a moment. Oh my gosh, it's so powerful. Okay, number 4. Low value videos. Remember, this is the one that's actually about your content. So low value videos, all about me. Now, I test some of these a little bit once in a while, but if I create too many videos that are straight up about me, my engagement and my views tank for a while. And the truth is, it's because every single person is walking around in life saying several things subconsciously. Number 1, they're saying, what about me? They're saying, number 2, how does this have to do with me? They're saying, number 3, so what? What does this have to do with me? Number 4, they're saying, make me feel important. That's a quote from Mary Kay, of course. Now, the thing that we can keep in mind is every single person is asking, what does this have to do with me? And the more that you can honestly start to really think about what people have to do with your content or how they're seeing themselves in your content, the more that people are going to stick around and pay attention. So if you start creating more and more content that's about yourself and about you and your life and why you're great and why you figured out so many awesome things, that's great. But what I like to do is put my content through a so what test. Now, I'll be honest, you guys, I literally do this in hindsight. So I forget this one a lot, and it kicks my butt when it comes to views and engagement. So what's really interesting is this is a test that you can put your content through. Go back through your last 9 videos and ask yourself, so what? So for example, if I just did a video that was like me being sassy or dancing, it may be entertaining and all, but the big question that I'm going to ask myself is, so what? And if I can't come up with a so what answer, there's a good chance that that video content was specifically for me, about me. And that's not how you build a lasting audience that wants to come back again. I'm going to shout out someone who's doing a really, really, really great job of not just growing, but growing exponentially, and that is Brittany Jade. So originally she was just creating dancing videos and sharing a little bit of her story, but she's really moved into a space where she is continually I don't know if she's doing this on purpose or not, but you know who Brittany Jade is, by the way, right? Let me know in the comments of this. Brittany Jade has done an amazing job of saying, so what? What is it that my audience is taking away from this? Am I actually impacting people? And I've seen this incredible evolution from her. I've actually never said this to her, so feel free to tag her if you'd like. But seeing her evolution of saying, whether she said it or not, how is this going to actually impact lives is an amazing and beautiful evolution, and tells me she's going to continue to exponentially grow. It's a very, very beautiful thing. So ask yourself the so what question. If someone didn't know me and they asked, so what? Would they find themselves in my content? Would they find action steps? Would they find meaningful impact? And if the answer is no, it's time to start really thinking about your ideal audience when you create. So if you found number 4 to be the most powerful, drop a 4 in the chat, because we're going to get to number 5 now. And this is a huge mistake people make. I've made it before too. And that is using massive hashtags instead of niching down your hashtags. You've got to niche down your hashtags. What that means is using hashtags that are not necessarily trending, using hashtag FYP, using hashtag For You page. Those things do not work. Those allow you to get lost in a sea of billions and billions of videos, right? Instead, what we need to do is niche down our hashtags. And for those of you who say, I love this girl, but I can't understand what she's saying, I am saying niche in Minnesotan. Fluent Minnesotan is my language. So you're going to niche down your hashtags. And one of the fastest ways to do this is using a tool that is not free. It is paid, and it's like $9 to $12 a month, and it's called flick.tech. Now, the beautiful thing is you can use it every few months and do some research, bulk research all of your hashtags. And what I love about it is it finds niched down hashtags for Instagram, which you can bring to TikTok and test them out and see how many views they have. In general, the more you can niche down your hashtags, especially when you're smaller, the better. You're going to want to look for hashtags that have 5 figures worth of views, maybe 6 figures, and if you have to, 7 figures worth of views. When you start getting into the 8, 9, 10 billions range, it's going to really and truly allow your videos to get lost. So what I like to do is use some that are 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures. If you look at my last few videos, you may notice that most of my hashtags are now 6, 7, and 8 figures worth of views, but I also have a bigger audience. Actually, I probably should just test niching down again and see how it goes. But anyways, all of that to say, flick.tech is a website and a software that is specifically created for Instagram. But what I do is I use flick.tech to research hashtags specifically for TikTok, and then I look on TikTok and see how many views those hashtags have. So if that was the one that was for you, drop a 5 in the chat or in the comments. Now I'm going to share with you guys the instant fix. This is the instant fix that you can implement, and people have been very skeptical of this, and I get it. I just got a comment today from a big verified creator who said, I use these and I've had so much growth. Sarah literally just said, I just used one of your strategies yesterday and it grew my following by 7,000 overnight. And I know tons of other people have used these. Now, this is going to fix people scrolling right past your video immediately. This is going to help with your retention rate, your completion rate. This can support with low engagement, and this is going to support you with creating videos that are specifically high value created for your audience, okay? So what that is we have included 10 of our best marketing hooks. The hook is the beginning of your video, and that's what hooks people in, stops them from scrolling, and makes them say, I need to pay attention to this, and it helps them to watch for longer. Real fast, while I'm sharing these in the comments below, let me know if you enjoy this and if you're excited, and be sure to subscribe if you like how I teach. Leave some love in the comments, but I'm going to share these in the comments and go ahead and pin this. So check this out. Every time I follow these, they just absolutely crush it, and I don't know why I ever do anything besides these, but I want to hear if you got some value from this today. Be sure to check out all of my other video tutorials. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.